We are back. Hello world, we are back again with another video. This is the Football Connect and I'm your host Sam. And we have some Liverpool news to cover. I wanted to do a Premier League news, but I couldn't manage to do it today, so it's maybe early tomorrow morning. But we have some important Liverpool news to cover this evening, and it's coming from the situation of the game that we played yesterday against Manchester City. Remember, Trent Alexander-Arnold went out limping when they actually changed him for James Milner, not knowing what had happened, but they're saying that it was a calf injury. And I actually made a video that is actually premiering right now as I'm speaking, when I'm saying that I'm actually happy that he picked up a knock which will take him out for the international week. But I didn't want it to be this much now. If it is true, I haven't got any official news from any like valuable sources, but every news that I've got from Twitter are saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold will be out for how long? He will be out for 4 weeks, and he will miss out on those 4 weeks. It means that he'll miss out on some interesting games or some important games for Liverpool. So in other words, another youngster has to be taken from the Liverpool team who has to come and step up, because we are now in need for a replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold for the games that are going to be played while he's not there. So one thing that we know already about Nico Williams is that he's going to go to play to Wales, to Wish like or to Wales with the national team. So I'm wondering if he will be fit to step up and actually do the job for the club. That is some questions that we are all wondering at the moment. But right now, information that we've got, let me read something on news right now that I'm seeing from Twitter right now. This just came up around 17 minutes ago. They're saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold is said to be out for 4 weeks with a calf injury. The facility, okay, James Milner to come in and replace him. You will miss the Leicester, Atalanta game, Brighton, Ajax and Wolves. So it's a total of 5. 3 Premier League games and the rest 2 games are Champions League. So he will be out for 4 weeks. It is a problem. We were not ready for that. I didn't want him to be out. The only thing that I can say we are now likely thinking God for, if this is true, is this: when he's out, the first part of the weeks that he miss out, it'll be the international break. So we have 2 weeks that will cancel some time of his injuries. Then we go to the Leicester game without him. So it means Nico Williams or maybe James Milner have to step up. But we also got some good news yesterday after the game. There were people saying that, or there was information that was released that both Fabinho and Thiago Akantara will be back in full training, or they'll be fit for the game against Leicester. Thiago Akantara was tipped to be fit to play for this game against Manchester City, but in somewhere Klopp decided to cancel me out so that he doesn't go through this. He gave him more time to actually recover, and luckily that is not going for the international break, so it means that he still has more time to actually improve and get better. But that is the news that we're hearing, guys, that Trent Alexander-Arnold will be out for so long than we all expected. So now the questions to the Liverpool fans all over the world: what do you think the club needs to do? What can we do? Because injuries are now becoming a problem to us, and I talked about this. Klopp talked about it as well, that we are facing a problem where we are playing many games and the Premier League is not respecting. He was talking about he's complaining about only few things, which I will do a video for. I did a part 1, but it was just the reaction. But I'll do the conference that he actually attended after the game, then maybe at least go through explaining each and every activities or things that he was saying, Klopp, because he had a lot of things to say. So that is what I'll do. Then I'll actually explain to you why he was saying this and this. Then we try to understand what is happening. But that is the situation that we now have. Now we have lost another player again, another defender, and he's is a defender who's so important to us, especially when it comes into the ball distribution areas. He is one of the best distributors we have, if not the best we have at Liverpool. Maybe next to Thiago Akantara. Here, remember, with Thiago, we're still working with something that we believe we will see. We have not yet seen it, but with the Trent Alexander-Arnold, we have seen it multiple times. He has proven to us that he is the best we have. But like I'm saying, there was a why us in all the some of the posts that I did see Liverpool fans complaining why us. I tell you why. It's because of the game times that we're getting. It's because of the games we are getting. Liverpool are not getting end time, and unlike any other clubs, we don't have that squad depth to actually say that we can rest this player this game and play him another game. Just some few areas, like maybe in the midfield, if Keita was not out of with an injury, if Thiago was not out of with an injury, we could be saying that we have more midfielders who can actually replace, who can actually play while others actually resting. But at the moment, that's the situation we are dealing with, and we just don't know how to deal with it. But we actually have to accept that that's where we are, and if we accept that that's where we are, we find a better way to move on. But like I said, you can even read in the description where I just mentioned it, and I've given you maybe something like, I think I'll put it somewhere so that you can go check it out anyway. But they just said that Trent Alexander-Arnold will be out for the next coming 4 weeks. 4 weeks, and this means that he won't be out. Let me repeat this: he won't be in for the Leicester game, for the Brighton game, for the Wolves game, possibly. For the Wolves, it's just a do or D. They're not really sure about that one. They can't really give us any info, but those other ones, it's 100% that has been confirmed that he will definitely be out. Don't like it? Yes, I don't, but that's the situation we are dealing with. Information just came now. I'm actually still checking Google so that I can see if there is any valuable source that is actually released any information of Trent Alexander-Arnold now. Right now, we have just been dealing with Twitter and stuff like that, but let me see if there's any information. But let me hear your thoughts, guys. I want to hear what you think about this thing. What effects is losing Trent Alexander-Arnold now going to affect Liverpool now? What do you think? What will happen without Trent Alexander-Arnold for these coming days that are coming? How do you see the situation going? Can we manage to continue without Trent Alexander-Arnold? Those are just the questions we are asking ourselves right now. And I talked about Nico Williams also on the video that is currently premiering while I'm doing this live stream. That's crazy, right? It's actually currently premiering right now. I talked about it, that can we handle to go without Trent Alexander-Arnold with the way us Liverpool fans, I'm still blaming us for this one, the way we treated Nico Williams when he made some few mistakes when he was playing in the game. Can we manage to continue without Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because I don't know. There's too many questions. We just don't know what to say, guys. But that's the information we have now. Just came now that we don't have the player will be out. I want to give you some more information that is coming, that is Liverpool related, Liverpool based. So I'm gonna go to the website right about now as I speak here. But I'm praying. Let me just say, I'm praying and hoping that he's okay. He doesn't become worse. He's able to recover very fast. So because we really need this guy, we really need this young kid. He's really important to our club. If we don't have him, it will be a problem. Trust me on that. It will be a problem. So also on other news, I'm gonna do a video about it pretty much soon, and it's the video explaining to you that we were told that the last game that Liverpool, the Manchester City game, or the preparation of the Manchester City game, was the last time for Liverpool to be doing that at the Melwood. They are moving to the new training center that is in Kirby, which is called the AXA camp. I think AXA training camp or something like that. So it means that there's no longer saying the team is in Kirby. That there's no longer saying the team is where at the Melwood. That is actually not come to pass. Oh, now I have information from Liverpool Echo. They are saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold, Thiago Akantara, Fabinho, Virgil Van Dyke, Liverpool injury list keeps on increasing, and return dates. So let me go through them. Liverpool have already had to deal with a number of injuries, including Virgil van Dijk, Thiago Akantara, most recently Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's actually funny that they're talking about these three people, but they're forgetting that we still don't have what's his name, Ox Chamberlain. He went out with an injury, right? Keita has not yet featured for Liverpool. He's still out with an injury. So we actually have more players than what people think that are out in an injury this season. I hate to say it, but that's what we're dealing with, and I just don't know how we're gonna deal with the situation. So Jurgen Klopp is just one of a number of Premier League managers who have experienced their displeasure of decision not to allow five substitutes each game in order to manage the fitness and the well-being of players. Remember, I told you that I'll do something about the press conference because Klopp did mention about this a few minutes ago. Here's the most recent update on Liverpool's leave injury list, including a full details on when they could be expected to return in action. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the first one, the recent one. Trent Alexander-Arnold was taken off during the Manchester City game, which Liverpool drew 1-1 draw. Manchester City is in the second half with an hamstring injury. Is it a calf or hamstring? Maybe I don't understand. Can somebody explain to me? Maybe it could be one or the same thing. It doesn't just make sense. Okay, let me continue. Liverpool are yet to confirm a timescale for the Englishman's return, but Klopp confirmed after the match that he will miss the national team trip ahead over the international break in mid-November. He will be assessed once the squad returns ahead of match against Leicester. Okay, he'll be assessed. That's what they're saying. I think this information was a little bit back, but one thing that we've been told is that in some sources, like I told you, we haven't yet confirmed that he'll be out for 4 weeks. So it means the first 2 weeks of the international break he'll be out, then the other 2 weeks when Liverpool has returned to action. So I hope that Nico will be fit when he comes back from Wales international break. Anyway, let me continue. The next player is Fabinho. We all know that Fabinho is out with an injury. He picked up a hamstring injury also that took him mostly for about a month now, right? He has not been there. Fabinho became a victim of Liverpool's mountain of injuries problem when he pulled up in the first half of the win over Midtjylland in the UEFA Champions League with a hamstring. I did a watch along with this game, and I have to tell you, Midtjylland were fighting, guys. They were not playing football, they were fighting. That's why it could be one of the reasons why that led to Fabinho picking up this knock. Maybe it's actually one of the reasons. So he's also not there. So it's a problem for us. I'm really worried. We have to see what happens. Scans have since been taken place, and Liverpool looked set to be without the midfielder who has been performing well as an emergent centre back for the Red until after the international break. Okay, whatever they're saying about that. Okay, Klopp has confirmed that Fabinho should be fine after the international break. He said he'll be back and he'll be fine after the international break. And now I'm just gonna wrap this in the face of the people. Virgil van Dyke. Liverpool will be without Virgil van Dyke for the major part of the season, at the very least, after he's sustained a serious LCL injury against Everton. Look at the candidates where we're getting injuries from. It's the Manchester Cities, the Evertons, the enemies. I'm just joking, but that's just the situation we're dealing with here, guys. The Reds inspirational centre back was caught in a horrendous challenges by Jordan Pickford and underwent a successful injury in London last week. Liverpool are crucial to put it. They are reluctant to put a time frame on this, but the defender might not play again this season. That's what people were saying. This were just people giving their own thoughts, but that's not the truth part about the situation. Liverpool knows, and there might be, or there is a reason why they're not telling us when they may not be back, but we just have to believe that it will be anytime this soon. So that is the information we are dealing with. Let's move on to the other injury that we have, and it's none other than Thiago Akantara. So, midfielder Thiago Akantara was also injured in the derby after finding himself on the receiving end of a wild lung from Richard Alisson, for which Everton forward was sent off. There have been an instant fear that summer signings injuries was serious, but the scan gave the Reds a positive news, and the Spaniard was pictured training alone before the Midtjylland game. The Midtjylland game we played it. When did we play the Midtjylland game? Was it about 2 weeks ago? Yes, that's when he was pictured training. However, doubts remain as to when he will be available, as he missed up the fixture against West Ham, Manchester City, and also Atalanta. If we talk of West Ham and Manchester City, there's also Atalanta in it, and he is another star who will be hopefully returning after the international break. That is what Liverpool are saying. The other player we have as well, please guys, do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. That's the way you support us. The other injury is of Naby Keita. Keita was missing with an unspecified injury since the last international break, but he returned to the match day squad, coming on from a substitute in the Champions League against Atalanta. I didn't pay attention on that one, so I have to actually be on that. Maybe he played. He was named on the bench against Manchester City, but did not make an appearance and could hopefully be deemed to be fit enough to start. Oh, okay, I understand what they're saying here. Enough to start in the next time for the Reds. So maybe he will not be going for the international break, and he'll also be training to actually get his full match fitness so that he can actually feature for the Reds as well. Ox-Chamberlain. So with the Ox-Chamberlain, we all know that he's out, and we just don't know when he comes back. We just don't know when he comes back again. But the thing that we now know is that Thiago Akantara is out. No, Trent Alexander-Arnold now, guys, is out for a week. And now it's up to Liverpool to try to find a way to deal with the situation, to manage the situation, and survive as we go through another horrible. We have lost now. How many players have I counted? It's Naby, it's Thiago, it's VVD, it's Ox-Chamberlain, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's Fabinho. So it's now about 6 players who are out for the Reds, and trust me, it's not a good feeling to actually understand that we no longer have players because they picked up knocks and what. But anyway, we just have to find a way to deal with the situation. 6 players of Liverpool are out. 2 are being told that they might come back after the international break. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold, that 4 weeks has been given. Let's see what happens. Tell me what you think of the Reds. Liverpool, we are going through some crazy situations right now. I want to hear what you think. And what do you think Klopp needs to do, especially in the January transfer? What do you think he needs to do? But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Sam. Please don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back again tomorrow, where I'll be now talking about what happened in the past week of the Premier League. I should have done it today, but I wasn't just really fit to do so, guys. Maybe I picked up a knock as well when Trent picked this knock. I'm just joking, but anyway, so I'm just curious to find out from you guys. Leicester City, Brighton, and Wolves. Those are the games that they are trying to, in a way, trying to just see the games that Trent might miss when he's out with this injury. What do you think will happen without Trent Alexander-Arnold in those games? Tell me that in the comment sections. And what is Klopp's next plan? Do we need to go again in the academy and look for another youngster to replace Trent, or we go with Nico Williams? Just don't know. Situations are crazy at the moment in Liverpool, but I hope we will make it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Sam. I'll be back again tomorrow with other videos talking about what is happening. And like I told you, anytime, maybe later on this evening, or maybe tomorrow morning, I'll be releasing the other part of Jurgen Klopp's reaction to the Manchester City game and why he was angry or shouting a lot. You can watch the premiered video that I just did right now, because I want to explain in details, and maybe I'll try to explain to you what he was saying and how